Content brand accuracy is becoming the new SEO quality check. Why content accuracy now includes brand voice consistency. Accurate content sounds like one reliable brand everywhere. The fastest way to make a store look unreliable is to tell the truth in 3 different voices. One page sounds polished, another sounds rushed, while the third sounds like it was written during a warehouse fire drill. Shoppers notice the wobble. And search systems do too. Content accuracy means 2 things at once. The facts have to be right, and the way you say them has to stay steady across product pages and related support materials. When those pieces line up, the site feels controlled. When they do not, the brand starts to sound inconsistent. That matters more now because AI search can compare your pages against each other at scale. It doesn't need to guess whether your jacket is water-resistant, waterproof, or built for bad weather. It can see the contradiction, and contradictions are expensive. The problem usually starts with one innocent edit. A merchandiser updates a product page. But the care instructions and FAQ keep the old wording alive, along with the seasonal landing page. Nobody intended to create drift, yet now it carries 2 versions of the same truth, in our experience. Almost every brand has a solid content strategy but not enough bandwidth to execute it. Production depends on 1 or 2 people, publishing becomes inconsistent, and high-intent opportunities sit uncaptured for months. The strategy is rarely the gap. Execution is. What AI search systems can verify across your site? AI search rewards claims that remain stable across related pages. Answer engines compare product names, ingredient details, sizing language, and shipping promises, and favor the version that appears most consistently. That is our read of the citation behavior we can observe across the client stores we publish to. None of the answer engines document it as a ranking rule, so treat it as a working model. The evidence a brand leaves behind is what these systems actually have to work with. That's why terminology matters so much. A page that uses the same material name and footnote everywhere gives the system a clean pattern to follow. The wording doesn't need to be fancy. It needs to be the same. Take a simple mismatch. A listing calls a rain shell water-resistant, while the support article calls it waterproof. Shoppers spot the difference in seconds, especially when deciding whether the jacket works for commuting or a wet weekend. Both pages are live. Both describe the same item, and a retrieval system has no basis for choosing between them. That is the real test. A page can be beautifully written and still be hard to verify, while a plain page with steady wording across the store is much easier for search systems to trust. Shoppers use the same logic in checkout. If the story keeps changing, confidence drops. Where brand accuracy breaks inside small e-commerce teams. Content drift begins when updates fail to reach every relevant page. Brand accuracy breaks in the places lean teams touch last. Old product descriptions linger after a catalog refresh. Support macros keep outdated policy language, seasonal landing pages keep last quarter's claims. And wholesale docs keep circulating long after the main site has moved on. Marketplace listings add another layer of drift because they often stay live after the core store has changed. Drift happens fast when one person updates one page and nobody updates the remaining content set. The store owner fixes a size chart on a best-selling tee, but the return article still says something different about exchanges, while the email template repeats the old line. Small teams move quickly, which is useful until the same change needs to ripple through every place a shopper might read it. Terminology drift is especially common. One page says bundle, another says set, and a third uses a trade name for the fabric, while the care guide uses a generic label. Those shifts may seem minor on their own, but they create friction when a shopper is trying to compare variants or understand what is included. The store sounds inconsistent because several people likely wrote it. Fragmented knowledge makes the problem worse. Shipping details live in one inbox, return exceptions sit in another, and material claims get passed around in Slack until nobody remembers which version is current. Conflicting answers then show up across checkout, support, and marketplace copy. The operational issue is simple. There is no single source of truth, or the team has stopped using it. That is also how AI assistants end up repeating the wrong detail about your brand, because they pick up whichever version is easiest to find. The specific inconsistencies that hurt search trust. Small wording changes can create large trust problems. Search systems lose confidence when the same store tells different stories in different places. A product page says one thing, a collection page softens it, and a help article changes the terms again. That gap may look small to a writer, but to a shopper or answer engine, it reads as uncertainty. The most common failures are easy to spot once you know where to look. Product naming drifts. So the title says organic cotton, while the body copy says cotton blend. Benefit claims drift too, especially around performance and fit, where one page says water resistant, while another describes it as weatherproof. Specs age out, category definitions get fuzzy, and the site starts describing the same item in different ways. Small wording shifts matter when they change what the claim means. Merino wool and wool are different promises. Runs true to size and relaxed fit send shoppers in opposite directions. Made in Portugal and designed in Portugal are miles apart for a buyer who cares about origin. Precision wins here because the shopper can check it and answer systems can cite it without guessing. Vague copy creates more work for everyone. A line like premium comfort for everyday wear sounds polished, but it doesn't say enough. But it tells nobody how the jacket fits, what the shell is made from, or whether the lining is fleece. Clear copy answers a real question, which is exactly what shoppers type into search boxes when they ask things like, does this jacket run small, or how do I wash this sweater? One of the easiest ways to break trust is a support article that contradicts a product page. The product page says a backpack is machine washable, while the care article says wipe clean only. Elsewhere, the listing promises a 2-year warranty, while the returns page says 1 year. This mismatch is common because each page was written at a different time by a different person, and for a different purpose. Those inconsistencies hide in plain sight. Nobody notices them while writing the page, because each sentence looks fine in isolation. The problem shows up only when the site is read as a whole. Search is doing that reading now, and so are shoppers. How to build a source of truth for product and support content. A source of truth prevents approved claims from changing during production. It is one file holding the approved wording for every fact a customer can check. The record covers the short list of phrases that have to be identical wherever they appear, along with the limits of what each phrase is allowed to claim. Writers stop improvising from memory and old spreadsheets because there is somewhere authoritative to look. Define the minimum fields. Keep the record boring and finite. 7 fields cover most catalogs, including exact spelling and word order, material and ingredient terms, with the generic equivalent recorded next to every trade name. Tied to one measurement chart. Shipping promise, including cutoff times and the regions it applies to. Care instructions. Written in the exact phrasing other pages should repeat. Warranty and returns terms. In the wording, the policy page uses claim boundaries, stating what each performance claim does and does not cover. If a store sells jeans, mid-rise should mean the same thing on the product page, the fit guide, and the returns article. When that definition changes, every page that repeats it has to change too. Build it where everyone can reach it. Access has to be wider than the catalog team. Merchandisers grouping products. Support leads updating help content, and anyone drafting a landing or comparison page all write claims into the site. So they all need the reference open in front of them. A single stray phrase can send the whole site off key. This is the part most teams skip, and it is why the knowledge ends up scattered across inboxes and Slack threads. A brand that owns its knowledge layer can answer the same question identically in every channel, including the ones it does not control. Maintain it as pages age. Updates need a simple rule. When the core fact changes, older pages get revised before the new wording spreads. A new fabric blend means the product page changes, the FAQ changes, the care guide changes, and everything needs to be updated. And any collection copy that repeats the old material term gets fixed. Version control matters because old pages linger, seasonal landing pages, archived help articles, and older buying guides can keep ranking long after the team has moved on. If the site says one thing in the cart, another thing in support, and a third thing in a category intro, search has no stable fact to trust. Claim boundaries need the tightest maintenance of all. If a jacket resists water up to a certain level of rain, that limit belongs in the record, so nobody quietly upgrades it to rainproof in a promo banner. Stores get into trouble when one page stretches the language for conversion, and another repeats it as confirmed. Fact. That is how a tidy catalog turns into a dispute. How to write pages that are easy to verify and easy to cite. Direct answers make e-commerce pages easier to verify and cite. Put the direct answer in the first sentence under the heading. A fit guide should say fit. A care page should say care, and a warranty page should say warranty. Pros can wait until the fact is already on the page, which is the same principle behind the e-commerce pages AI cites first. Specific language reduces ambiguity fast. If a sneaker runs narrow, say narrow. If a coat is shell only, say shell only. If a charger works with one device family and skips another, spell that out. The more exact the wording, the less room there is for a bad assumption, which matters a lot when shoppers are trying to compare two similar listings. Repeat the same core terms across related pages so the site keeps reinforcing its own facts. If the main product page says machine wash cold, the care guide should use that exact phrase. And the FAQ should echo it instead of drifting into gentle wash or easy care. This consistency helps a site sound organized because the facts line up the same way everywhere. Internal links should connect the claims. Link the product page to the size guide, the size guide back to the product page, and both of those to the relevant support article. A shopper checking, "Does this hoodie shrink?" should be able to move from the listing to the care instructions without running into contradictions. That trail is also how internal links earn their keep in answer engine optimization. Skimmability helps verification. Short sections, descriptive headings, bullets for specs, and clean tables make it easier to compare what a page says against the source of truth. Dense brand copy slows that check down, which is a problem when the site needs to prove a claim quickly. The same structure helps on support content too. A returns page with a direct answer near the top, followed by conditions and exceptions, is easier to cite than a wall of reassurance language. Search systems can pull the exact statement, and shoppers can confirm the detail without hunting through a paragraph that tries to sound friendly first. To learn more, visit heysprite.com today.